Hello. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, my noble colleagues. My name is Honorable Dr. Paschal Chigozie Obi. I represent the very industrious people, the hospitable people of Idato North and South Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I humbly rise to move the motion on the looming recurrence of Ebola crisis in Nigeria. The House notes the recent outbreak of Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo in March 2019, where more than 1,000 cases of Ebola infections were reported. The House recalls that in 2014, the Ebola epidemic spread to some West African countries such as the Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and then to Nigeria, when an infected Liberian diplomat, Mr. Patrick Sawyer, arrived in Lagos by an airplane and infected many Nigerians, including doctors and nurses. The House also recalls that the virus quickly spread to different parts of Nigeria, causing up to 50% death rate of infected people. Conscious of the different measures by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to curtail the menace of Ebola, ranging from issuance of an alert.
Approach the whip. Honorable, approach the whip.
Ranging from issuance of an alert to airline operators, directing them to ensure a high level of vigilance and ensure that proper checks are carried out on passengers and other relevant measures, such as providing sanitizers and clinical equipment where necessary. Also conscious of steps taken by the World Health Organization on August 8, 2019 to sensitize the public by declaring Ebola outbreak a public health emergency of international concern, and also raising alarm on the need for nations to take preventive actions against the possible outbreak of Ebola virus. Commends the federal government for the effort in tackling the menace of Ebola disease in 2014, notwithstanding the ravaging force it came with. Worried that given the proximity of the Democratic Republic of Congo to Nigeria and other West African countries, if necessary measures are not put in place to prevent the recurrence of the pandemic in the densely populated country like Nigeria, the impact may worsen and become difficult to cope. Also worried that aside the airport route, which gave access to the initial outbreak of Ebola in Nigeria, there are other routes, such as the seaports and land borders, which enables entry into Nigeria. Hence, the need for precautionary measures to be extended to the seaports and land borders. The House therefore resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Health to deploy necessary materials and personnel at the airports, seaports, and borders for carrying out screening exercises on passengers entering Nigeria. Also urge the federal government to set aside funds for the management of Ebola virus in the event of its reoccurrence in Nigeria. Mandate the committees on healthcare services and health institutions to ensure that relevant agencies take precautionary measures to avert the reoccurrence of Ebola in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those against saying the ayes have it. For me, I want us to allow this motion pass, not to debate it because it's sensitive and it has a lot to do with our own image as a country. I'm not sure of what he's saying. I have not seen the chairman held. He will have been here to give us more highlights so that we don't open the can that will scare investors into the country. That's why I want to put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. That's have it. Motion referred to the committee on the health and other related agencies. Committees, sorry.